Okay, I'm going to be showing you how I did this GFX. Yeah, so let's get rid of this. Wait, should we? Okay, actually, yeah, okay. Um, where was I? Okay, so we have this as the base before the CC, and basically we always start with the main, which is essentially just the character itself. Um, so we do a bunch of stuff to the character, including like lighting, um, to complement the background and the lighting of the entire environment. We have the eye glow, the nice touch always, and then the shadow, because the lighting needs the shadow to complement it. So that's all for the character. I did some levels blending outside of here. You can see this is to blend with the background and everything else. I think this is basic compositing knowledge, so you should know this, or just search up how to use levels for, no, actually just search up compositing tutorials. They'll show you that. I added some S-rays as well because of the lights, obviously some rays. What else? We moved to the background, which was initially just a black solid. I wanted to make everything manually with just shape layers, but hell no. So I used a sky background, which was this one, and then I proceeded to use a manual solid layer gradient, which is a bit reddish, just to color the sky a bit, make it dark because it's supposed to be nighttime for the eclipse, which is the theme of this GFX for a competition. Then we have Gaussian blur just on the fire embers. I added this as a random touch. I don't know why I added it. I just add random stuff sometimes. So we have smoke, which is red over here, and then the actual most important part of this GFX in regards to the theme, the moon. I made this moon, I think a while back on one of my other GFX work. It was just moon a moon image. I think I colored this. Yeah, I made it this color, but the text is just like you make a long line of the same text, giving like spacing, and then you add CC cylinder, and then you play with the settings. You do this. I did it 3 times, and then I changed the rotation on a couple of them and left one in the middle like this. So you just set up like a, what they call it, like a CC cylinder with text tutorial, and you get that. Anyway, blah blah blah, we had this is polytrace on top of that same what they call it, the same moon. So we had that, and then finish it off with the lens flare. So moving on to the back to the actual environment that we have here, we have a bunch of stuff, which includes the light of the moon itself, which is just an optical flare here, which is just a normal, just 1 point glow. And yeah, that is very crucial because it gives the original lights for the entire thing. So before we continue, I'm going to actually take away this hand because it's blocking us. Is this it? Yeah. Okay, so um what next? There's a bunch of overlays I added as well, like this. These are a couple of smokes which are where I decided there's another bunch here. This and this is plexus. These are just tiny details I added. Like you see now, like right now it looks so plain, but with those added, there's a big difference. So I'm not saying you should spam stuff on your GFX. I'm just telling you how I do mine, and how I just add some stuff to fill up the space and make it not look empty. Because when you add color correction, not all of these things are even going to show. I wanted to add like particles for like stars, but I figured nah, I want the eclipse to like be the main event, and then the moon should take all the spotlight, if you get what I mean. But anyway, we did a bunch of stuff with text as well. This pop-up fairing text, this is the stroke. I put the stroke on top of the mask, and I added a bulge adjustment layer right on top just to give it the distortion. Then back here we have this is the upper one, like I told like I just told you. If we go back down, we have the lower one, and that is the same thing, but instead of stroke, we have it on fill. So we can make that. I think it's a Neptune thing. I'm not sure he's the one that I actually don't know, but just search Neptune text, I think, and you might find a tutorial for that. Anyway, the last thing I did was actually just blending everything together, reducing the opacity on some, and this text is just deep glow, drop shadow, and light sweep on both of them, and then my logo up right here. Then I proceeded to finish off with CC. I'm going to explain this color correction real quick. So the theme was eclipse, right? And I personally wanted to do something like the Itachi standing in front of the moon. Well, not in front of the moon per se, but like the moon was behind him and it was like this cool pose that everyone remembers. And that gives off like eclipse because like the moon, blah blah blah. But because of the Sharingan thing, the color red came to my head and as a good idea, so I just decided to stick with red as the color correction and as the overall color, even though in the composition, as you can see, it looks orange, but out here, yeah, the color correction really does a lot. So I'd say work on your color correction as well, and yeah, you would be able to change the entire vibe of your GFX. I think that should be all. If you have questions, you can ask me. If I post this anywhere other than my status, then this will count as a voice review. But yeah, that's all.